In today's video, we're just going to take a quick look at NVDA. Now, there was a big resistance cluster that I was looking at that 264 area that included 100% of this prior rally swing, and then also a 618 retracement of this swing and a 786 of this. But guess what? It initially stalled at that area, but it blew through it. So what that told me was that, okay, now that it blew through that resistance, which was an area where it could have failed, well, now I have to look at the pullback instead. So as far as the daily chart's concerned, I do not have support being tested on this particular time frame. I do have support, but it comes in a little bit lower. But I typically fill in the blanks with my work on the 30-minute charts, and we had actually a few clusters to watch for a possible resumption of the rally. I also had some timing right here with the histogram at this last low as we tested the support at the 240-241 area. And it has triggered an entry, and it has the potential to rally towards that 284.68, which would be target 1. Target 2 would be 296.49. But let's look at the triggers. So the initial triggers for this, I'm going to show you a 1-minute chart, and the trigger is essentially, a shift in pattern, from lower lows and lower highs over here to higher highs and higher lows when we start taking out prior swing high. And you also had the 834 EMA crossover to the upside. That was your first buy signal this morning. Okay. Now the initial stop could be placed underneath this low or underneath the low end of the zone, which was 240.30 at this point. And that's, that's what you look at for day trade entries. Now, it also ended up triggering by the end of the day on the 15-minute chart, which means it's okay to keep overnight, for that potential upside move. Now, there are resistance decisions and hurdles that you should watch on the way up. This is what we need to clear if we are indeed going to continue from that low. We need to clear 256, 259. Then we need to clear the combo of 618 retracement and 100% of this prior rally swing. So pushing through those would eventually lead us towards these higher targets. A failure to do so would actually leave you with parameters for a relatively low-risk sell trade. So say, for example, you got up into this zone, and instead of blowing through it, it starts to falter, and it gives you a sell signal, on the lower time frame chart. You can take a trade against that and then risk above here. Now, personally, I prefer the buy side. That would be my preferred scenario, but I do want you to know that you can use these the other way, if it doesn't do what it's supposed to continue to do. Anyway, that's NVDA.